Hey everyone, here we are back in Silent Falls for our third session of Come On In. My name is Donna, my pronouns are he, him. I am running the game. Let's get intros from our players and their characters, and maybe we get us previously on previously in Silent Falls, maybe. And then we'll start up. Mark, do you want to go first?
Yeah, hi, I'm Mark. I use he, him pronouns. And I am playing Megan Ellis, who uses she, her pronouns, also known as Miss Tyson, because apparently she has a bad reputation for things like picking fights. But we haven't really seen that yet, so it's going to happen today one way or another. She'll pick a fight with whoever she finds. She has started to have some things happen to her which have affected um, her perception of and interaction with weird things here in Silent Falls. Um, and it's making her a little more unbalanced generally as a person. Um, and last time on Silent Falls, a lot of stuff happened. Um, but I think that the big things I remember are locating this ghoul who had been out by an abandoned something.
Barn?
And was it what?
Barn? The old
Yeah,
barn.
yeah. And taking him into the his name is Wolfie. Taking him into jail after he kind of went crazy, and then him escaping from jail. And yeah, okay, that's what I remember.
Okay, cool. Todd, how about you?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Ted Cooper, or Ted for short. He, him pronouns. I'm playing Elliot Ricard, also he, him pronouns, or, as his partner calls him, the altar boy, because he used to be in the seminary. He is originally from the Silent Falls, and his son currently lives, Philip, currently lives there. Uh, well, and he's more of, old-timey, slow and steady, collect all the evidence, think about it, and solve the case. Kind of detective. Uh, and yeah, since last time, I also acquired, or remember that I have, awesome camera that I should start using. And uh, well, last time I found some uh, wind chimes made out of human bones from several people, and I also figure out, what happens to our first victim, how she was killed, I guess. And now I'm moving towards the next question, which is, what's about all those wine bottles that were out there from fancy wine, like really, expensive wine? Yeah. Yeah. Also, we talked about with other members or other member of Briarwood clan, Rain, who is like local bar owner and small time drug dealer. And yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, great stuff.
I guess one big
Uh,
surprise, probably that I forgot to mention is that Wolfie, during the escape, Tad and Megan were occupied meeting with the Montero's attorney, who happens to be dun dun dun.
My son, yes. True.
So
yeah,
there's that.
absolutely. Little small town vibes.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, there's probably like three lawyers in town max. So
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Um, okay, so let's do our little bit of bookkeeping. Um, you should mark your end of session questions, which you want to pick this week. I guess we will definitely see if we can get you into a fight, Mark. So
Oh, it's happening.
it's happening. As a matter of interest, like, is there someone specific you want to get into a fight with?
Just I'll
And
find some
we
fucker.
can thumb the scales to make that happen, or is it like whoever?
I tell you, if she finds Wolfie, he's number one. If she meets the Monteros and doesn't like the Monteros, she's just putting them down.
Okay. Okay, so if you've updated your character questions, which it looks like you have, let's uh, let's jump forward to have some of your mundane vignettes. So remember, these are short uh, vignettes where you show your detective like living a normal humdrum life, and maybe highlighting how much they really want to get back into this case to tracking down the killer. You know, I guess showing how bad they are at this, non lawfare kind of life that they have going on the side. Any of these mark for Megan?
Yeah, so in terms of a vignette,
Yeah, yeah.
yep. So I think that I've had enough kind of dealing with Jeff and vignettes. So I think that
I mean, if you want to have found T-Rex, or maybe T-Rex has just found your
God,
motel
I
room.
forgot T-Rex was still missing. Holy smokes. I don't know if I want T-Rex to be found yet, but yeah, that's what it is. I think that so she's staying at a motel here in town, and this is the kind of place where the door opens onto the parking lot. And so she is I think that the we open on the door of her room 207, and th- we see we hear like a little meow sound, and then as the camera kind of slowly zooms out, we see a cat is standing in front of the door, pawing at it. Megan comes to the door, opens it up, and she's like, "Oh my God, Rexy!" She picks him up and gives him a big hug, and brings him inside, and starts to feed him the leftover can of tuna that she'd been planting before. And I think that we just see her spending time with the true love of her life there as she's petting Rexy on the bed and feeding him tuna from the can.
Do we see like casework sprawled out on the other bed in this shitty motel room, or
Yeah, it's one bed in the shitty motel room, and she actually, when Rexy came in, she pushed all of the paperwork off the bed onto the floor. She'll deal with that later. Right now, it's time for the cat.
okay? How about Elliot? What do we see of him?
Oh yeah. I mean, for Elliot's, private life, he kind of left in media res. So I think we will do a little flashback to, I guess, earlier that day, where Elliot, between other things, uh, you know, uh, on a first attempt, managed to call to Florida to his wife, Mary, uh, and I just try to, be uh, so. Hey, I'm staying at Philip's house. It's really nice. How are you doing down there? Oh, okay. Well, she's like, uh, uh, "Ugh. Oh, I know." She starts telling him about like uh some her neighbor who she's always talking about. Let's name him Marco, some older guy from Florida. And yeah, Elliot is just kind of, well, I'm I'm glad you're making friends down there. I'm sure you can introduce us when I get there. But what about other people down there? Did you met anyone else then, Marco? Uh, uh, and yeah, then Mary starts talking about how she's thinking about buying a pool. So, and then she like turns back to talking about Marco, and at that point, Elliot's. Well, I think I have to go do my police work. I will call you tomorrow. Bye. And just uh, and I hang up and just kind of recline into deeper into the chair and just stare into the ceiling for a moment, not having to do anything, very evidently. Yeah,
Okay.
that's my vignette.
Cool. So I'm just gonna open with, a cutscene like we had in that first session to show you what's going on. Um, Low hum and chatter fill the grand hallway. From far and wide, the rich and powerful have gathered here to pay homage to the venerable magnate Jack Monteiro. He's not been seen yet, but his daughter, the mayor of this small fiefdom, holds court in his stead. Crystal chimes, wine flows, and tidbits of power are exchanged. A new arrival, a hauntingly handsome young man, allows supplicants to come to him. It would seem the Monteiro's hold on things is beginning to slip. He charmingly refused to be served. I never drink wine. He avoids the underlings and somehow finds his way upstairs. There the patriarch sits, undergoing his regular dialysis treatment, the machine churning his lifeblood. Lablat closes the door behind him, and a fearful mixture of uncertainty and curiosity fills the old man's eyes. So, where do we find our two officers that day?
Think we were on our way to the police station.
Okay.
It makes sense to
and
me.
yeah.
So who has the terrible coffee and low grade donut? Who picks that up? Is that a responsibility of the junior member of the partnership?
Absolutely. However, I expect there to be both coffee and donuts here in the sheriff's office. So I mean, we're guests.
Yeah, sure. So you don't fulfill your side of the bargain, right? An
I don't.
expectation that
No.
okay.
Yeah, but we're state troopers and they are, just county sheriff's office. We should get a coffee.
God.
That's just how
Uh,
things are in world,
all
in
right, all
life.
right. Yeah, let's do the right thing. Okay. All right, let's go over there. What's that donut shop? We'll pick it up there.
Um, yeah, and
Fine.
I think you in the donut shop, there is this obviously hungover, I mean, young man who is the guy who scared away T-Rex the other day.
Okay.
He
Shit.
is nursing a coffee, uh, and is like a half-eaten donut lies in front of him.
Does he look like he's a minor? Like,
Well, maybe early 20s.
okay, good.
So,
Um, so I think that maybe Megan will get get coffee, box of donuts, and she's walking by. She says to Victor, "Rough night, huh, kid?
yeah, yeah. Party on, dude.
Well, I think you were at a different party than I was. You're related to the resort Monteros?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, do you
Yeah, the
know
old the old man is my grandpa.
your
My mom is the mayor. Yeah,
okay, okay. So Jack, your grandpa is Jack.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Yeah, I heard that would they have some kind of big shindig for him?
Well, any party in this town, it's gotta be in his honor, right? He basically made this town.
Do I detect like when he says that, do I detect that he how does he feel about that? Is he proud of it? Is he sick of hearing about it?
Um, I think he thinks it's awesome. He is, you know, I'm not sure you get the impression that Victor Monteiro has really thought about what that means about him, that he is surfing this wave that no one can stand against.
Okay. Um,
Have you
hey,
found the have you found out what happened to Lisa yet?
well, obviously we can't discuss that. I got a quick question for you though. Um, you know this guy Wolfie? Apparently he works for your grandpa.
Uh, no idea. I don't like consort with the staff.
Yeah, I understand that. Um, well,
You think you, do you want to like pump him for information? Do you think you are
yeah, might as well try to see if we can get something out of him. Let's see. Investigation move.
yeah, yeah, it sounds good.
I
Are
think
you being nasty or nice?
I mean nasty.
Okay.
Yeah,
This guy has
definitely.
rubbed you up the wrong way. Is that what we're
You know, like I said, she's like she's itching for a fight to begin with. So, um, I was just looking to
so
see if I
like
wanted.
how do you make Victor, no, you mean business, right? You're not like a pushover like the sheriffs around here.
Uh, so she's not like a huge person. She's not like super tall or bulky, but I think that she does it with her eyes. She sits down across from him and her her gaze is unwavering and locked on. Um, and it's the look that she uses usually when she really feels that somebody is guilty and she needs or wants them really to talk. That's, I think, what is happening.
Okay. So
So I'll roll it.
yeah, I think you can roll with grit. I think if you're like
Approaching it that
intimidating,
way.
yeah, yeah.
That sounds good. I was just checking to see if there's anything. Okay, very good. All right, with grit +1. A 9.
Okay. You aiming to bump that up to a 10 to
Yeah, what do I
avoid the
need to do?
complication?
I have to either um I've used all my trunk. My trunk stuff doesn't reset, right?
No, and so you have to do that in advance to roll with advantage.
Okay,
It's the
very good. Oh,
shackles that you
that's
can
right.
mark
That's
to
right.
bump yourself.
Let's see if there's a shackle. Okay. Yeah. Uh hold on one second. I'll take the witness. I gotta quit. Well, I'll probably make it. I'll probably
Okay.
not have to retire. I'm hoping. Um, so I think that I think she says something like while she's pumping him for information, she says, you really look like you need more sleep. Looks like you got none.
Well, when they open up the wine cellars, there's there's hell to pay the next morning, you know?
Think. So she says, you're a fan of wine?
I mean, that's what the old man keeps in the cellars, so that's what you gotta drink.
Mm,
Real old school shit up there, stuff you can't even read the labels on them.
damn. Oh, like they're in French or some shit, right?
Yeah, like fucking French. Like, I'm not in high school.
Sure. Um, I'm more of a Boone's Farm kind of person. That's like a cheap wine in the US.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't the reference.
Sorry.
Straight
Sorry.
over my head.
That's okay. That's why I wanted to make sure. Uh,
Um,
you
I
ever
mean, some of it tastes rotten. You open it and it's like,
would you drink it anyway, huh?
wow. I mean, what am I gonna do? Pour it down the drain or like?
You know what's funny is I think Elliot needs to kind of walk in
Yeah.
because I feel like I'm just hogging the spotlight.
No,
Um,
no. Yeah, I think that I just looking inside and
yeah,
just
you're like,
decide to walk in. Oh, hey. Oh, hey, Megan. Are you? Is everything all right?
she says, "Yeah, I'm sorry I'm taking so long. I was just talking to, this is Victor Monteiro, Jack's his granddad.
Oh, oh, hello. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't recognize you, mister. Last time I saw you, you've been like this, and I point like really small, like probably half of like 3 or 4 year old child, 6 max. Just, are you probably also don't remember me?
I don't know who the hell you are, old man.
I'm Elliot Ricard.
She,
Oh,
I think,
Philip
uh,
Ricard's father.
yeah. I know him. Some of the help I do know, I guess.
Megan looks up at Elliot and hands him the paper cup of coffee.
Thanks.
It turns out our friend Victor is a big fan of expensive wine.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, makes sense. I mean, there's not that many people around here who have it in them to really get into expensive imported wines.
Seems his granddad has a deep wine cellar.
But well, let's just cut this through. Should have should have realized that sooner. But well, do you sometimes go pop the bottles near uh, uh, to the hills behind the Broussard farm?
Uh, that sounds like a question that deserves a lawyer in the room, old man.
Oh.
Uh, you know, yeah, maybe I should head home. Maybe you should talk to your son or something.
All right, sure.
Megan
I mean,
stands, puts her hand on his shoulder, and says, "We're still in the middle of a conversation, buddy."
oh, sorry.
That puts her hand on Montero's shoulder, that is.
Yeah, so he like kind of
Oh, sorry. Oh, so sorry.
sits
Oh.
right back down because he's not really well able
Yeah.
to assert himself right now with
Yeah.
a bang and
Well,
a hangover.
well, if that's how you want to play it, I mean, we could bring you to the station and you can wait for your lawyer there.
Oh, sure, assault. You want my lawyer to bring you up on assault charges?
Oh no, we're not. We're not charging you with anything.
I mean, no, I'm going to be charging you. You just put your hand on me. We play it like that.
Oh, honey, I haven't put my hand on you yet.
Well, hey, there's no need to escalate this or, let this go in the wrong way. Hey, we just need you to answer 1 or 2 or 3 questions. And, I'm sure it's probably nothing. We're
Why,
mostly, we're not interested.
why would I be going to the Broussard farm? Like that's dirt poor. Jesus, that place. It's bad enough driving by.
Maybe you have a special affiliation for a tree out there behind the Broussard farm.
I look like I gotta go, bushwhacking.
I mean, come on. We all know the spots when people hang out in high school
Yeah, well, I ain't in high
to
school
drink.
anymore.
Uh,
Old habits
he's
die
like,
hard.
he's like what, year or two out?
He's
Yeah.
like, well, 22, 23. So yeah,
Oh, okay. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
Well, or
like
shortly
three,
after.
3 or 4 years out. It's not a huge difference.
Yeah. Yeah. That's and you know, if all those look, I used to be teenager in this town too. You know,
Like in
I
the
remember.
19th
You know,
century.
a little bit later, but not much. But you would be surprised how little changed. You know, and you know all those annoying deputies who come at you with some public drinking or city ordinance or whatever. I don't think they changed that since you know, prohibition probably.
Well, local deputies ain't giving me any trouble, right?
Uh, uh,
They know better.
oh yeah, I remember how little this that changed. True. Well, let's think we can just go here. See, we will call you if we need any of your any statements from you.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
I mean, you're not planning on leaving town or anything anytime soon.
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm not telling you that you know. I'm not telling you that you can't. I'm just asking the question.
Yeah, I don't know. Who makes plans? Like that's a thing for, people with, I don't know, mortgages and shit.
Hmm. Well, see you around, I guess.
I think that when she gets up, Megan um bumps into him. She's trying to instigate something.
Okay, okay.
Does he take the bait though, is the question. Or is he too smart?
I mean, I think this sounds like a de jour move, right? You're doing something risky. Um,
Yeah.
uh, what are you afraid will happen if you fail or lose your nerve?
Hmm. She's afraid that she's afraid to let this part of herself go. She's afraid that she'll lose the edge that she has um, if she doesn't act this way. Is that a reasonable fear?
Yeah,
Fear of losing your.
you need to prove that you still can not care that this guy might have power over you, right?
Yeah,
Does that sound like it?
it does. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I'm just grabbing both cups of hot coffee and like lifting them out of the table. We don't need hot liquid as part of this.
um,
Yes. Okay, so it sounds like grit to me, right? You're starting something.
yeah. Oh, I'm
Uh,
finishing something.
yeah. So yeah, make a roll and let's
All
see
right.
how it goes.
Here we go. Damn.
Nice.
All right. See how he likes these apples. It's an 11
Yeah.
for folks at home.
Uh, I
If
mean,
you're following along.
you could bump it to a 12 if you really wanted. Um,
Um,
or you could be happy with a 10.
God, I don't think I'll ever be happy with a 10. When there's a 12 out there.
Yeah.
Um, Hmm.
Do you think
I think,
a flashback is in order, or
yeah, I'm going with the Shackle of Liberty here, and I'm trying to decide a scene in the present day that shows how you fulfill your physical desires. Um, I think that she's gotten into a bad habit in the city of going to some rough bars, pretending to drink, and then um, intimidating some other folks and trying to get them just like this to engage with her. Um, and so I think that we see a flashback of her uh, going to a bar like this. It's a tough place. She's dressed in some street clothes, and um, she is being. It's a fight. At some point, she starts to lose, and she gets punched in the face a lot by this other person, and ends up being like carried out of the bar um, by the patrons of the bar and thrown out into the street.
but do we see her, you know, head hitting the pavement outside, like grinning, you know, with
Yes,
bloody teeth, because this is
exactly.
exactly what she signed up for.
Yep, spit and blood,
Yeah.
getting up
Um,
and making her way to the car. Yeah.
yeah. So tell us what this looks like. And I think maybe the extra benefit or the advantage is that like I'm not sure Victor has ever really been scared in his life, but he's scared now of you
Okay.
specifically, right? So what does that look like?
Um, Man, what does it look like on his side? So
I
she
mean,
was,
like, what do you do to him, and then like
yeah.
the dawning realization that he can't just smarm his way out of this.
So I think she bumped into him, and I think that his first reaction was to stand because he's aggrieved. Um, and he does, and then he's trying to like lean into her because she's shorter than him, but without using her hands, she kind of like somehow moves back just with her legs, pushes him just with her legs, and her torso pushing against him, and squeezes him back against the wall. Um, and since he's kind of fallen backwards, she's holding him up against the wall just with her torso, and he is now on they're on a level eye to eye, and she's kind of like staring him down in the eye at that point.
And Elliot, you saved the coffee from this altercation. I mean, this doesn't strike me like the first time you've had to save spillages from Megan going all Miss Tyson on a suspect.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm mostly, spilling hot liquid in these situations, escalate this from little brawl to aggravated assault or something with, lifelong consequences. So don't want to do that. Uh, well, just look at this. So guess I'm doing the good job here. Hey, are we done here with this boy?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay.
She turns and walks away.
Oh, the donuts.
Yeah,
She,
let's cut to the sheriff's office, where
Yeah.
you deliver the donuts.
Yeah.
Was there? Was there something you want, like, did you want to catch up with Deputy Wallace or Sheriff Barnes, or were you really just going on the hunt for Wolfie? What did you want to do here, Elliot?
I mean, first of all, I want to, see the scene, how he escaped, talk to everybody who was there. There's probably there's a good chance that there's like something that can tell us where he went or something. Maybe it's the best chance to start, tracking him. Probably. So.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's probably not going to be any physical evidence, but yeah, you can talk to people. I think your son is probably here.
Yeah.
Given that he was in the interview room with Wolfie at the time.
Yeah.
And he is talking with the sheriff over a cup of coffee. And he's trying to, self-pedal this whole, okay, my client escaped, he says, but, I'll make sure he comes in. He'll make a statement. I think maybe he was, sleep deprived, hungry, panicked a little, and then I think he sees you come in and he goes, "Well, I'll get him to come in."
Philip, interview room now.
Well, I don't answer to you, officer. I am working with the sheriff to make sure that my client can come in and make a statement.
Well, it's the most private place to talk here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, why we would need a private place to talk in the station.
Come on, Philip. Please. Indulge me. All right, we can do this all right. You know what? Yes. Let's do this when everybody can hear us. I mean, how it comes that you're working for Monteiro's, and how am I learning about this right now? Here, after all of this.
I work for someone in town. Shockingly, everyone with a practice, which is 3 of us in town, will have a variety of clients. One of us has got to work for the Monteiros, right? And how are you only hearing about it now? I mean, you don't share your professional news with me, do you? I mean, you don't share very much with me at all. All I get is a call saying I'm going to be in town and I'll be staying with you, and then I get a lot of aggravation over the new wallpaper or the placement of that vase, which shouldn't be there. Yeah, I mean, Dad, I think if you're in a glass house, do not be throwing stones. Is that what you meant? You meant you meant that kind of public discourse? Is that what you wanted?
Yes. Yeah, sure. We can just, add everything here in the police station, because why not? Yeah, let everybody know everything about our family. I mean, do they know what they did to your grandfather? Man in whose house you live now?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, really? So you're gonna pretend that you have bad memory? I can play that card, not you. It's not how parent, child relationships work.
Hey, at least I'm living with my wife.
Wow, that's that's high. Sure.
I mean, how long have you been promising mom you're going to retire? Like, what is it now? 5, 6 years?
Yeah. And well,
You seem to forget that. I argue for a living. If you're not happy with the way we run the house, you could stay in the motel.
sure. That's probably the best idea. Well, is that all? Anything else you can tell us about your client? Like, you think that you can just bring him here after he attacked you?
Well, as I've agreed with the sheriff, that is what I am going to attempt to do.
All right. Well, should
I,
we
I think
say?
it,
Can we
I think
send?
it's my
Set.
responsibility uh, as his representative to advise him to surrender himself to the police.
Do you want a deputy with you to watch it from afar?
I do not want a deputy with me.
All right. So, well, that's your choice. But that man is out of his mind. So at least last time I saw him. So sometimes arguing's not enough. Sometimes you talk to people and it doesn't really, some people are just above arguing.
Well, I don't want there to be an unfortunate incident. If some trigger happy cop feels like my life might be in danger.
Well, yeah, I also hope there's no unfortunate incident because this dragged out of his mind weirdo just decides to bite you like he tried to like he tried my partner. But well, it's your choice, your life, so you know. Good luck. Also, don't forget to go to the vet with the dog today. You wouldn't want to miss the appointment for the second time. Yeah,
Well,
turn away.
I will see you later then.
Yeah.
Mark, what like this is happening right in the open
Yeah.
office.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
is what's Megan's reaction to this? And more to the point, what is the rest of the assembled kind of sheriff's staff
Megan
reaction to
has been
this?
just sitting. She's trying to like be, stay out of this. And she's like she knows that Elliot can handle himself, obviously, but um but she's wondering how he's managing to hold himself back from just like, come the fuck on, man. Um and I think that Annabelle, sheriff, has been like she is so deep into some paperwork. It's so interesting. She's never seen anything so interesting. That she's just like leaned over, handwriting something, to keep herself busy. And I think maybe somebody's in a holding cell, and they've been watching it with great interest. And I think that that person in the holding cell is someone. Maybe it's someone significant to this case in some way, but we don't know who they are.
Um, do you think it could be Rue or local wino?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's been sleeping it off. They brought him in just to, as a. Do they even lock the cell door on him? They probably leave it open. He just needs a place to sleep, right?
Yeah, it might be a courtesy lock, you know.
But yeah, he's been sitting up on, he's an old man. He's in pretty rough shape, but he's been sitting on the edge of the cot watching the exchange. Maybe
Uh,
grinning a little bit to himself, and I don't
yeah,
know.
he is. Maybe he's like drinking coffee and eating a donut and, shaking his head, and
Uh,
maybe like muttering to himself a little bit
uh,
as he does that.
uh,
And I think that when Philip walks by Megan, she gives him a like not like the professional kind of cop eye thing, but she gives him a very stern look, like, I can't believe you treated your father that way in public. Have some respect for this man. I mean, she can't convey all that in a glance, but that's where she's coming from.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess a generic look of disgust, right? I
Yeah,
think he kind of gets it.
uh,
I'll bet he does.
Yeah. Uh, let's take a break, and we'll come back to deal with the fallout. We are back. Um, yeah, did you want to, I don't know, did Elliot want to talk to Rue? Maybe he knows Rue from
yeah, yeah,
being old
uh,
timer in the town.
yeah. Oh, Rue, interesting. Last time I saw you were also in cell, and that was like 5 years ago.
Well, you see, I had been staying in the old barn on Cambridge Street,
Yes.
and Annabelle thought, given the craziness that had been going on there, uh, with like someone feeding Wolfie tuna or something, that I should maybe stay out of uh, that neck of the woods for a while. So
Oh,
here I am.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
donuts for breakfast. What is not to like?
yeah.
Living the
Man.
dream. Living the dream.
Yeah. We also have a free shower here if you
Yep.
wanted to use it. Just
Oh,
saying.
okay, I can take a hint. I can take a hint.
But yeah, but other than that, you look good for your, well, age and lifestyle.
Jesus, what's gotten into you? I was like, I'm a harmless old man here. I'm not a punching bag.
I saw you grinning. Uh,
Well, I guess shit rolls downhill, right? That's still true,
uh,
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 who's your new partner? She looks like she's like, I don't know, angry.
Oh yeah, she usually is. She's,
Someone pissed in her coffee this morning.
I mean, that's how she is. She's, always angry and always ready to get into some altercation or something. But
See,
she's good either
that,
way.
that's why I would never live with a cat. They're always gonna piss in your coffee.
Ah, sure. Yeah, ain't it that cats don't want to live with you? It was both ways. Anyway, good to see you. Take
Yeah,
care.
that's okay, okay, okay. I see, I see. Well, if you need the latest news on the streets, I will be helping you out. I gotta do
Really?
my public
Hmm.
service. I gotta do my public service.
Really? You have something? Hmm.
Uh,
Well, if I knew you have something interesting, I would have been nicer to you.
yeah, well, you're gonna have to wait, so you're gonna have to be nicer.
Ah, ah, ah. Well, you know, uh, well, I can stop by with some lunch
Okay,
later
well,
if you have
that'll
something.
buy us some gossip. I'll buy you some gossip.
But well, but you have to at least in general terms, tell me what you have.
Sure. Well, uh, listen, I like the Broussards and all, but they're definitely up to something. Like they are making nothing from that farm. There's still money coming in. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
what else is going on? I hear the Monteiros are going to buy the sawmill.
Ah,
So that means I guess there'll only need to be like two lawyers in town.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, because there's one for the resort and one for the sawmill and one for the mine.
Yeah.
Uh, what else do I got?
Well, I
Yeah.
see. Yeah, I will stop by with lunch.
Okay. Don't forget mustard on my sandwich. Okay.
Oh, mustard. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and I get back to Megan. So, well, you plan on having children?
No.
Oh, yeah.
She looks toward where Philip went. No, I think I'm gonna be good. I
Ah,
don't see any reason to start down that.
ah.
Start down that path. Looks like a lot of heartache. Looks like a lot of pain.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, it's good when it's good. And
Yeah. But shit, they
well,
grow up on you, right?
yeah, that's you know. I mean, it was easier when I could hold him in my hands. That's for sure.
Yeah. Tell you, I was thinking I'd like to hold him in my hands when he was talking to you like that. One
Uh,
hand around each side of his neck.
Come on, I mean, please, Miss Tyson. Let's
No, you're right. You're right.
calm down a little bit. I mean, if anyone's gonna, strangle my son, it's gonna be Wolfie today. Let's not add other people on the on the list.
Think maybe we should tail him?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for sure, but we have to do it, discreetly so he doesn't see us. He knows my
Yeah.
car. That boyfriend of yours still around?
Yeah, but he's here in a trooper car. So,
Ah, damn it.
yeah, he's here
Yeah.
on business. Uh, hey, Annabelle, you got your personal car out here in the lot?
Uh, yeah, but like everyone in town knows it. I guess
Yeah.
that's
Don't you have
What
something we
is
can
it?
borrow in impound?
We don't
uh,
ask, we just steal. We're just
uh,
gonna steal it from the impound lot.
yeah, there's an old Lincoln that
Hmm.
was you know parking illegally a few weeks ago, and we like towed it, and it hasn't been claimed.
The
Ah,
hell?
yeah, that
So
works.
yeah, you could totally take that.
Well, what was the registration come back to? Or is it like not valid anymore?
Yeah, it's I think someone might have just dumped it
Okay.
to not have to do anything, but
Ah,
I didn't follow up too closely with it because,
yeah,
at the bottom of my list. But
mm,
you knock yourself
understandable.
out.
Well, we will.
Mhm. So yeah, she gets the keys from a cupboard, uh, and yeah, you're
Oh
now
yeah.
brand new owner of a decrepit Lincoln.
Ah.
This is perfect. Nobody's
I
gonna
mean,
notice it in this
owner,
podunk town.
we plan on to returning it to the impound, you know, just
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think it would have been a good car once, right? About
Yeah.
30 years ago.
yeah,
Maybe it's even a convertible, which is
yeah,
probably not the best car for the Pacific Northwest. But someone had dreams, right?
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Oh, does it have like out of state plates for like New Mexico or something? Like someone just left it there.
yeah, yeah, I think it is definitely like it's not a Californian or even like an Oregonian plate. It's like, yeah, let's make it New Mexico, or even in a hat tip, like let's make it Louisiana, right?
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
perfect.
yeah, yeah.
I feel like you want to make this a clue mark, right?
I did, but
Yeah.
I backed off. I backed down from
Um,
it a bit. I can handle it not being that.
okay.
Um,
Um,
I just the immediate thing I thought was when I thought you were starting to lead us there when you said that it had been, abandoned a few weeks ago and
yeah, yeah.
nobody's come to claim it. But no, it's all good.
Um,
Um,
uh, Listen, if you really want to notice something as you drive around town in it, we can
Yeah.
make it work, right?
Yeah.
Um, it was not until now supposed to be a clue, but
yeah. So I think we're gonna grab it and we're gonna try to trail Philip, see if we can see where he's meeting Wolfie, and
yeah,
and she says to Elliot, "Now I just want to make this clear: we are just there to protect Philip, and we are not in any way going to apprehend this asshole if he does not decide to turn himself in."
Yeah. Well, your call on that. I mean,
She says,
after
"No,
he
I'm
bit
shitting
you,
you."
after he bit you.
Yeah.
But hey, if he, looks little more reasonable than he looked last time we saw him and goes with Philip, I mean, it's the easy way.
Yeah.
um, so I think we should get Elliot to make this move. Um,
Yes. Agreed.
get the bones into out of Mark's paws.
Yes.
This seems like a Jor move. Um, Something risky, which could go wrong, right?
Yeah.
Um, what do you think Elliot is afraid will happen if
Ah.
if if he fails or loses his nerve?
Uh, oh yeah. Well, I'm afraid. Uh, I like reveal our us or like turn this. Or on the other hand, I don't do something fast, and then it's a delicate balance of not being too close and not doing something rash, but also not just being totally out of picture for this. Oh, I even used word balance, but I didn't mean it. But sure. Uh, so
So do you think this is more about this is less about, just spotting stuff and more about, finding that line where you're close but not too
Yeah.
close and you're making the right moves. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
think I think it's fair to use balance here, right? You're
yeah.
you're walking a line.
Where's that? Oh, damn it. Where's that link for? Oh, it's in safety. Yes.
Yeah, I'll
Dice
paste it
roller.
into the chat just so you have it.
Got it. What's my balance?
Plus two, I think.
+2, okay.
Yeah.
So... Oh, that's 10.
10. So now do you want to push that to a 12 or are you happy with your straight flat hit?
I mean, I think that I can do another Philip flashback. So, just for that, I think I'm gonna push it. Uh, uh, oh yeah, I think that he mentioned that, how I lost my wife and I think we can go back to that. And it's just, we start in the morning, Elliot arguing with Mary about, about the fact that we already put like, basic payment for the house in Florida, and we need to sell the place here, and I will just finish this, and then sure I can quit, but yeah, but you've been saying that for like 2 years. Well, but I can't. What if something, and I'm just like trying to, and she gives me like ultimatum to like quit, or uh, or something, and then I come back and she's not there, all her stuff is missing, and there's like there's just a message of, well, I knew you wouldn't do that, I know you will never quit, so I just left ahead, and like maybe this will make you come. And that's been like 5 years ago. So
yeah.
So that's how I lost love of my life.
Okay. So when you push it to a 12 plus you do what you intended, and you get some extra benefit or advantage. You want to describe what it looks like first? I think I'll describe where he's going, and then you can describe what it looks like from your point of view, and then we'll come in with the advantage.
Yeah.
He is going straight to the Monteiro mansion.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I thought it was me.
No, that's the right response. Oh,
Oh. Oh yeah, so I think that we just park there, start watching. Yeah, I guess we just watch what's happening in like a courtyard across the fence from parked car, and well, oh, and I did get something extra, so
yeah,
I think that he's meeting with Wolfie in the courtyard, so I can see them.
Well, sorry, I get to describe what the
Oh,
exercise
sorry.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Sorry.
yeah.
You
So
get
I
it.
think you see him and he's meeting with Jack Monteiro himself
Yeah.
out in the courtyard. And I think um Jack sends him on his way, but then like as Philip is like driving out, he doesn't see you because you're well hidden, but Jack like the gates are open and he looks kind of straight at you and he waves you in to the house.
Well, we're invited. We can enter. Strange that police and vampires work in the same way, isn't it?
Strange, is it?
I'm just like putting a weird joke at Megan.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I will like gesture to her to like drive in.
All right. Here we go.
And um, I mean, you don't know this because you probably haven't met Jack Monteiro in at least a decade, if not more, Elliot, and Megan has never met him. But as viewers, right, having seen him in that kind of cold open at the party, uh, Jack looks nothing like as weak as he was. Not like a sprightly young man or anything, but certainly better than he did yesterday. And so he ushers you in, and a servant will bring you something to drink. And yeah, he's wearing a hat. He has a walking stick. He's got like a kind of semi-formal get up going on, but um, well, officers, good to know that the capital have sent their finest to take care of us.
Well, we're happy to help with this.
How can I help, do you think?
Well, you may understand that one of your associates, Victor, has been, well, on quite a ride yesterday.
Wolfie, yeah. Well, so I understand from
Wolfie,
counsel.
yeah, Wolfie, sorry.
But we've sent out Philip to track him down because, well, certainly I don't approve of the kind of behavior that it seems like Wolfie has been engaging in. Drunk and disorderly in a public place. That's not what I expect from my employees.
Well, just between you and me, that was more than a few shots of bourbon. More like, different schedule than alcohol.
Well, drunk and disorderly is a broad church, let's say.
Yeah, back in Portland, Seattle,
Sacramento.
Sacramento. Oh, Sacramento. Yeah, okay. Back in Sacramento, we call it, drugged out of his mind. But
Um, I'll make sure that Wolfie understands that his future in this town depends on him cooperating.
Well, yeah. Hope that works out. Yeah. Well, I'm also glad you could, you've been, let's say, moving across all the issues your family may had with me or something back in the day.
Well, towns are complicated. People are complicated.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward.
Oh, yes. Well, yes. Just, you know, let's let's hope that everything we can all move forward from this into, a better tomorrow than yesterday.
Okay.
Also, just want to ask you, there's been, well, how to put it, some there's been a lot of, bottles of very fancy, expensive wine found around the place of the crime. And, well, we're just trying to find out who, may have dropped it there. And, well, let's be honest with each other. There's not many people who have large amounts of fancy wine here.
How many bottles was this?
Sorry.
How many bottles?
Dozens? I think she said, according to, there was a lot.
I mean, I think it was a handful, maybe
handful. Okay,
two
so
or three.
half a dozen.
Yeah.
Okay, half a dozen or something. Yeah.
Well, okay. And you don't know what the label was, do you?
Do we? I have photos of it.
Okay. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
And yes. Well, I have a couple of cases of this. The 61. Okay. It's not the kind of bottles I'd like to be going walkabout. But let's take a look. And he like gets up and he's gonna basically go down to the wine cellar.
Yeah.
He kind of like he beckons you to follow him, right?
Yeah. I mean, he invited me in, and until he tells me not to go with him, I can go with him.
Sure.
I think.
Megan, like this is the first time you've laid eyes on this guy and certainly on the house. How can we see that there's more power in this mansion than just mere wealth could provide?
I mean, there's Jack himself. He seems to be exhibiting the kind of power that that right now money can't buy. That power being the ability to regain his youth and constitution.
Anything about the house itself that maybe with Megan's new kind of weirdness antenna.
Well, I think that
Yeah.
okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play the rusting coal.
Okay.
Um, so so the weird increase is just a one-time thing, right? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
That already happened. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and roll. After you provide me with an hallucination, as we're heading down to the cellar.
Yeah. Um, I think as you're walking down this narrow cut stone staircase that seems to be going down forever, and like Jack is holding a lantern, that he has lit with a match. And like you look behind you and like the doorway is like disappearing off behind you, and maybe the staircase is winding very slowly so that eventually you can't see that doorway. And then you hear like, earth or dirt coming in through the gaps in the walls, you know, slowly burying you as you walk down the stairs. And you feel it like get up to your mouth, and then you realize that it's not dirt. It's beetles or bugs or something.
Okay, awesome. So she is trying to fight back the panic. I'm gonna roll weird +1. Ooh, no. I need to get to a 9. I mean a 10. Um, I need to get to a 10. Uh,
You
so
need
I
to get
think
to a
that
10.
what's that?
You need to get to a 10.
I do need to get to a 10. I'm
You're
stuck
you're
at a
not happy
9.
with a mental shitstorm again.
I'm not again. No. I also want to
Find a piece of evidence.
yeah. I'm going to do a flashback to how I met the love of my life. And it all went down um on a what was for Megan a lonely week off. She had been placed on leave and she wasn't dating anyone. She was seeing friends, but she was feeling a little bit low and she had too much time on her hands. And somebody uh, was talking about the Humane Society on social media. This is when social media had
Social
good
media.
aspects to it. And uh, so she
80s?
looked up the, yeah, she looked up the Animal Humane Society there and went to to visit and found when she arrived a giant orange tabby who was way too large for the cage and engaged with her right away. but in kind of an aggressive manner. But she took that as a positive, um, and went home with him. So there, that is my shackle of liberty. That gets me to the 10.
Awesome. Yeah, so that bumps you to a 10 plus. In which case you can discern what's real and what's just in your head. Every roll you make in this scene is at advantage, and you also find a piece of evidence. So I think like you snap yourself out of it, and there isn't like this place is not filling up, and um, you arrive down at in the wine cellar proper, and down here there are lamps on the walls, and they are there are these like shiny green beetle motifs on I think most of the kind of fittings down here, but especially on the lamps. And you're not sure that one is missing here, but you definitely remember there being something in um, uh, a pin attached to Lisa Briarwood's clothes, which were neatly folded, which was like a shiny green beetle brooch, which, when you look, exactly matches these.
When we say exactly matches, it only matches in design, or also in size.
Looks like it's come from here.
Whoa. Okay. Okay. Hmm. I think that when she has a moment, she kind of catches Tad's eye and nods toward that point where that is missing from the wall. Um, and as Jack is looking through the wine, she says, "You missing anything?"
Oh, and he taps a couple of the empty. Now, it's not like I bring the wine up myself, but yeah, we seem to be missing uh, half a dozen, maybe.
Who the hell would steal from a man like you, Mr. Monteiro?
Uh, who knows? Someone, someone without very much sense, I would say.
Maybe Victor?
That would hardly be stealing then, wouldn't it? Although
Hmm.
Victor doesn't have an awful lot of sense.
Well, seems like we have a clear place where those bottles came from, very probably, and where they ended up. Which, I have to sadly tell you, connect someone who has access to your wine cellars to the place of the murder. Well, which, I mean, you know, we don't have to think it was the murderer or anything. It'd just be a someone who saw stuff, witness. It would just, it would just be nice if we could clean this up before we have to start looking into everybody who works for you and has access to this wine cellar.
Indeed. Well, let me see what I can find out. But if if you're judging the crime scene by the number of alcoholic beverage bottles found near that tree, then you're gonna have a list, a very long list.
Yes. Again, I'm not. This is not accusing anyone or anything. Just, if anybody who witnessed something could come up or could come forward, or let's see where this goes. Well,
let me see what I can find out.
Yeah. And that
we happy to communicate through your son, or do you think I should call you directly? I know what Philip would advise, but
well, I cannot.
Lawyers can get in the way sometimes, can't they?
Yes, I cannot legally advise you to not use your lawyer, but well, I'm sure we could expedite things if we just talk it among ourselves. But again, you're free to use all your legal representatives. So, thank you for your help. And we won't bother you,
officers. Hopefully, we can find out exactly what's going on.
Yes.
I mean, it sounds like maybe you're waxing on about where and who might have brought those wine bottles, right? Are you
I don't think we do it with
cracking this lead?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can bring over our unused clues from lead 1. Is that accurate?
Yeah. The discarded and empty wine bottles is what is basically this lead, so I think that is a bit self-referential.
Yeah.
But if there's anything else there that you want to bring in, you can do that.
I think that Megan turns to Elliot and says, I don't know, you feel like we need to dig around some more? I mean, I'm going to guess that it sure seems like Victor must have brought these wine bottles out there.
Well, that would be my guess, but
access and motive.
We have nothing.
Yeah.
That proves that.
I mean, Victor is afraid of Megan, right? So you have leverage to lean on him, right? If you wanted to.
I mean, has he been entirely juiced, or is there anything left to squeeze out of him?
I mean, what is the point of having leverage on him if he's been entirely juiced? Right.
Yeah.
That would be an advantage without any advantage, right?
Elliot,
Um,
you feel like running down a Montero kid again, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, let's go pick him up
All right.
or meet him somewhere. I mean, he can't really call his lawyer now,
Do we
so we can hang like waiting in police custody for a day above him, and I don't think that rich kids like him can handle that.
Yeah. Um, I want to talk did we ever find out where Lisa was a waitress? Did that come up?
I don't think it came up, but I think you could say the dripping dagger, right, if we wanted to.
So is there value in it sounds like so my thought is
Or do you want it to be somewhere else?
no, that's fine. My thought is if it was the dripping dagger, for instance, I'd be curious to ask Lorraine, I guess, if Victor frequented there and maybe paid special attention to Lisa. You know, if there was I'm just trying to see if we can establish a connection between Victor and Lisa, but maybe that's really not what this game is about.
Um,
Or
I mean, you could definitely ask around.
yeah. I mean, I can talk, to the one member of my family that still talks to me.
Who is that?
Uh, my daughter-in-law, I think,
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, okay.
Denise.
Who would know both of them from a few
Yeah,
years back from the high school,
yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah, yeah,
So what is Denise like? I think we've had her like receiving you and
yeah,
um maybe trying to avoid or smooth over the awkwardness, but
yeah, yeah.
uh
I think that she's like, let's say she's like, more extroverted and like, maybe socially capable than either me or Phillips, but probably still acting weird around me specifically because did this, but like, you know, maybe if we can get to like more neutral topics than
hmm,
the weird family
um
stuff.
yeah, so do you is this just the two of you or is this kind of like something a bit more formal where Megan is along as well?
Yeah,
What do
sure.
you
Let's
want?
go with Megan.
So is this
So
like in a
yeah,
booth in the diner or like at a table in in the donut shop or
yeah.
is this in the station? Oh, what did I do?
Uh, well, maybe we can just stop by at the school for uh, either at cafeteria or in the teacher's office.
Yeah, yeah. Um I think maybe she has a free period and so you're doing it
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
staff room and there's no one else really around
yeah, yeah.
at the high school. Um uh uh yeah. So she like welcomes you in and she like, you know, makes some coffee for you both. And so
Thank you.
how are you getting on? I think
Ah,
everyone in school is really I mean most people knew Lisa. Um,
well, yes, that's what we came here to ask about. I mean, from what we understand, Lisa and Victor went to high school at the same time here, a year apart or something.
no, they were same year.
Same year. Oh, all right.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, in fact, I think they dated for a while.
Really?
After school or like that summer when they graduated.
Hmm.
Uh, but
So,
I mean, this is like not official or anything, but certainly what I heard um, was that they started dating in school and then kept going during the summer.
yeah.
So
Hmm.
yeah. I don't think it was. I don't think it lasted.
Yeah, I mean, given what you can hear about Briarwoods and Monteiros, like probably.
Yeah, real Romeo and Juliet stuff, right?
Oh yes.
Um,
We'll be surprised how many. Well, you probably wouldn't. That's not entirely unheard of in small towns. I've seen this.
uh,
Well,
yeah. So do you think you want to roll for an investigation move to
sure. Yeah,
see, what information
yeah, probably does.
uh, that you can
Unless
pull out?
Megan wants to add anything to the conversation, or something, do something.
No, go for it.
Okay. Yeah, let's do. So with what that would be, probably Wiles.
Maybe Wiles, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Just flat 2d6. So 7. Huh. Do I want to raise that? You know what? Sure.
So you're thinking of bumping this up
Yeah.
to
I think
avoid a
that I will just
complication?
do. Yeah, I will just do the. I haven't been doing Shackles of Justice, so let's do the first move there. Now
Okay.
Now all the vulnerable moments will be creepy and shadowy.
Yeah.
Just
So I think Denise looks conspiratorially around and like lowers her voice even though there's no one else here. I mean, so Lisa has a young child, uh, single mom. The boy is about 5 or 6.
oh,
And certainly, if I am doing my math correctly, I think that Victor uh, is the father.
oh, oh. God damn it.
And I don't know for sure that they are still friendly, but um, I might have overheard something about child support. Uh, I shouldn't say that.
Oh,
Philip would be, well, annoyed with me if I
of course.
were sharing that kind of information with you. But that
Of
that is,
course, you never heard it from me. Well, I'm just surprised they didn't go for full custody or something. I mean, letting the scion of their, family be raised in such circumstances, even if it's, out of wedlock, it's still.
I wonder if Victor must just denied the whole thing.
Uh,
I mean, I, I'm sure Jack wouldn't look too kindly on his grandson being tied forever to not only a waitress but a Briarwood at that.
that wouldn't help. Yeah.
I mean,
I
Jack
mean,
seems like he's a real asshole, and so does his grandson.
yeah. Well, yeah, but you have to understand that each of them has their own, kind of way they do things.
Yeah.
Jack is much more, patient and reasonable, which can make him more or less dangerous than a young hot gun like a Victor. It depends on the situation, obviously. But well,
So, yeah, I'm thinking we should take our break.
yeah.